In today's live stream video, I'm going to discuss with my guests his reselling business, including how to sell Disney items, toys, and more. He'll share his tips and strategies to help make us more successful and profitable resellers. Every Wednesday, I have a live stream, and I usually interview another reseller, and I have them share their tips, tricks, and techniques to help make us more knowledgeable and profitable resellers. So if you're interested in reselling, then you are in the right place. Just going to pop in the chat and say hello to a few people, folks, and we shall get started very shortly. I see Randy was here. Thank you, sir, for being here and helping out, Randy. Always appreciate it. We have our guest in the chat saying hello to everybody. We have Michelle. Thank you for being here. And we have Maria. Always good to see you, Maria. You're new. I don't know if you're new to my channel or new to Geno's channel, but it's always great to have new people in the chat. So appreciate you stopping in and saying hello to us. So. And then Mr. John Jones is in the house. Good to see you, John. I haven't seen you for a while, and as well as my friend Lisa C. that's always in the chat. So anyway, guys, we'll bring our guests on. We'll have them introduce themselves, and then she'll get started. Let me bring Mr. Geno on first. Hello, sir.
Well, hi, everybody. Hi, I'm Geno from Geno's Finds, and I have a channel where I do ride-alongs, and I bring you guys with me, and I show you what I find and how much it sells for. And it's a little humorous too. We have some fun. And I also have a sidekick who you'll meet in a few seconds. She's right down below. She'll be on in a minute. And that's about what I do. And I've been doing this for maybe 10 or 12 years now. So I've been around.
What did you do before you became a reseller?
Oh, I had a lot of other businesses, nothing to do with reselling. But I used to buy storage rooms. Now I just go thrifting. And I enjoyed that. That's how I got started. But I got a little bit too old to be lifting couches and chairs and heavy things. So
I hear you.
The thrift.
Father Time is undefeated. Just remember that, Geno.
Undefeated. He's winning.
Okay. And you're in Florida. What part of Florida are you in?
I'm in North Central Florida. The hurricane's coming, the new one. But it's supposed to be a small one. Right now, it's just windy out. I can see it out my window. It's windy out, but it's not one I'm afraid of. It's not like a Category 5 one.
Yeah, right. Like the last big one that was in the Tampa area. Absolutely. Okay, let's bring in our other friend. Is your thrifting partner, your sidekick. We'll bring on Ann, who was in Found in Annie's in Granny's Attic, as her channel on YouTube. There's Miss Ann. Why don't you say hello, Ann, and introduce yourself to the people in the chat.
Hi, I'm Ann. I am Geno's sidekick, and we have a lot of fun. We thrift together and do flea markets and yard sales. And I am a teacher. I teach kindergarten. So my thrifting is pretty much part-time. And I actually started during COVID when we had the shutdown. And that's when I started. I had collected a lot of things and started listing. And I actually met Geno at Goodwill.
Yes, she did. She met me at Goodwill.
And the rest is history.
And the rest she chased me all around the store.
Geno has a great sense of humor, guys. So if you follow Geno's channel, you'll see there's a lot of humor on his channel. So he keeps things interesting. So
you know what happened? I just got to tell you, I had spoons. Where did I have? Yeah, I had. And Ann had found the spoon. The collector's spoons. And Ann had found the collector's, what are they, box, you would hang the spoons on. So she came over to me and out of the blue said, do you want this? And that's how I met.
I always, people don't know my channel. Sometimes I sound like a broken record, but I always talk about trying to network with people. And that's something you can do, because especially if like you're thrifting together, like maybe you sell clothing and your friend sells hard goods, or she sells women clothes and you sell men's clothes, or you sell glassware, and she might be going around and said, oh, Geno, look what I got. You could sell this. You could say, oh, Ann, I found this. You could sell this. And it works out very well when you guys are thrifting together.
We do that quite a bit.
We do that. Yes. I was just going to say, we do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We have some crossover items, but she likes her stuff and I like mine. So.
Kristen says he was worked in kindergarten classroom as well. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, it is fun.
I had shared with you guys, and I won't talk too much about personal stuff, but it's AdamsExploits. So long story short, guys, I don't think I ever shared this on the channel. I may have, but anyway, a friend of mine who does YouTube, is a larger channel, is Wade's Ventures. And I'm thinking, well, I can't say Adam's Ventures. It's like I'm trying to think about all the things that come up with names like AdamsExploits. So I want to talk a little bit about reselling, a little bit about my personal life. So anyway, so that's kind of how I came up with that name. But anyway, long story short, I want to share with Ann. I may have told you last time you were on, but my whole family were or are school teachers. My father was a school teacher, and that's how he met my mother. And unfortunately, my father got ill very, very at a young age. He got early onset Parkinson's, and he had some other health issues. And unfortunately, he passed away when I was a senior in college. But anyway, he was a teacher. My mother was a teacher. I think she was like in second or first grade back then. And then she was in like first grade for the longest time. And then they put her to fourth grade, and she was like a grandmother. She wasn't really a fourth grade teacher. So they moved her back into the kindergarten, and she loved it. Mm-hmm. She was like a surrogate grandparent, so that she loved it. She was there for a lot of years. And my sister as well is a school teacher, and she's a fourth grade teacher. So like I said, it runs in my family. So that's kind of the reason that I do this as well, because I have that teaching gene, I guess, in my genetics, you know. So I like helping people, and I like sharing things. And when I learn things, I like, learning obviously about reselling, because I want to, generate additional income. And when I learn things, I want to share it with other people, because that's kind of how I learn, through YouTube and other resellers. And that's why I'm doing this. So anyway, our friend Crystal Rosie's Closet is in the chat as well. Crystal, I hope things are okay in Las Vegas. So we won't discuss politics, but I know it's a little crazy what's going out there with the politics and the election. So I guess we'll find out what happens with the politicians and elections in a few more days. But anyway, let's go back to reselling. Okay, guys. So I just want to bring up a few things we wanted to talk about before. We had Geno on before, guys, and Geno unfortunately was not feeling very well back then. So we're kind of doing a recap, and I'm glad to see he's doing a lot better now. So we're just going to kind of recap a little bit about what we discussed, and we have some new topics we want to share with you guys as well.
Can I tell you about starting? When you start thrifting?
Yes, please.
When I first started, after I stopped the storage rooms, I started to go into the thrift stores. Well, when you don't know what you're looking for, you walk through a Goodwill or a Salvation Army, and it's like, well, how am I going to find anything that's worth any money? And you just got to keep going there and going. And eventually, out of the 1,000 items, you'll find the one, and then you'll find the two. And then after a couple of years, you know what to look for pretty much when you go in them. But at first, it's overwhelming. You go well, what am I doing? This is crazy. But you can find good stuff. You just have to look and learn what to look for.
Right.
And it helps to have Google Lens, and eBay to look it up.
Yeah, well, they didn't have the lens and all that
back then.
You had to take chances.
Yeah, that's one of the things I always bring up, and I like to share that with people in the chat. Towards the end, I always ask people if there's any kind of. We can talk about it now, I guess, because it came up in the conversation. Besides Google Lens, are there any other things that you guys use on a regular basis that help you with reselling, apps or websites or anything?
Well, you can go in if you want.
Oh, I usually use Google Lens.
Yeah.
eBay does have the one, if it has the scan, if you can have the little scanner, you can scan it on books and things.
Right.
But a lot of times I start with Google Lens, and then sometimes I end up looking up eBay to see if they're selling or if they've been sold. You know what you can do with Google Lens? You take a picture of something, and when it comes up, it'll tell you Poshmark, this place, that place, this. Well, you can add to the search. I just write eBay when it says add to the search, and then you'll get all the items that are listed on eBay. So when you hit visit, all the prices come up too. So that's my little trick to find out the prices.
But are you interested in finding out if it's selling on Poshmark or Mercari as well, or are you not really concerned about that?
When I lens it, I'm just interested if it's selling. So
okay.
And eBay comes up right away with the price. You go on some of them like Worth Point and all that, you have to pay before they'll give you any information. eBay, you just get it. They give you the prices.
True. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, like I said, Google Lens is pretty much a game changer. I mean, it doesn't always work, but I would say 75% of the time it works for me. I like when I'm out like garage sales or yard sales. And it's I mean, you don't want to be real conspicuous and on your phone, punching in stuff. So you kind of just take a quick picture and you kind of go up to the sign oh, okay, let me take a look at this thing here.
Grab that.
But I'm honest with people too, and a lot of times I'll say something and I'll say, I said I'm basically retired. I have some health issues and I'm doing this part time. But I buy things for myself, and I also buy things for my friends. And if I have an opportunity, sometimes I'll buy things that I sell part time on eBay or something. They don't understand. They understand. If they don't understand, they don't understand. And sometimes they'll say, yeah, I'll ask a price and I'll quote a price, and they'll say, oh, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, that's a little high. I said, yeah, I kind of buying at the resale, but I appreciate you considering the price. So it doesn't hurt to be nice to people. And I tell people all the time, a broken record, Adam again, you know, be nice to the thrift store employees and managers. Be nice when you come up. I always strike up a conversation when I come up to a yard sale, garage sale. I always say, "Hi, how you doing? Oh, it's so nice. It didn't rain last night, or isn't it nice? The sun's out today, and it's nice and warm." And just try to build a little bit of bonding. So when you want to bundle stuff together, hopefully you got a little bit of a connection, other than just coming up and say, "Oh, here's this grumpy old guy that wants stuff for half price." You know, what's the deal on everything? Exactly. So. Yeah, so you do what you got to do, guys, and just sometimes a little bit of being nice and being friendly, it helps. I mean, it's I was in sales, outside sales for a lot of years, and it's be friendly, be nice, and try to do the best you can, and hopefully you get a little bit of deal, and bundle things together. That's the way to do it, whether it be at a yard sale, garage sale, and some people do it with estate sales as well.
And you got to learn to negotiate in this business.
You absolutely have to learn how to negotiate.
And what happened, I was horrible at negotiating, but when I'm buying storage rooms twice a month, I'd have to take all the stuff and bring it to a flea market. Mm-hmm. Well, after a couple of years, you learn to negotiate because they're negotiating with you. You have to learn to negotiate back.
Sure.
And that's the way you get comfortable with it, because a lot of people, and even me from time to time, feel like negotiating, but you'll get much better prices. And most people will say yes to your price or come up a little bit. You still save money. So.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to negotiate because like anything else, people are looking to get the most they can, and you're trying to get a deal too. But just be reasonable. Don't offer somebody half the price of what they're asking. But
I like people when I go to their garage sale. Well, how much you want for this? $20 if you think that's okay. Well, obviously I know I can get it for cheaper. but that's people because they do it once every couple of years and they don't know how to negotiate.
Well, that's the other thing too. And I mean, I always have trouble with that too. They always say when you're negotiating, you always want the other person to say the price first. And I always have trouble with that because I always want to blurt out the price I want to pay, but you want them to say the price. And I'm sure some of you people have watched Pete Craigslist Hunter over the years, and that's the thing too. When he's at his store, it's like he never gives the first price, so he says, "What do you want for this?" They'll say, "Well, what do you think it's worth, Pete?" Oh, what do you want for it? It's like, all right, let's go on eBay and look it up, But
then you give them a price, and they say yes before you're done splurting out the price, so you gave them a too high of a price.
You paid too much, exactly, absolutely.
So we've made friends with some of the girls at Goodwill, and we've gotten some good deals that way.
That's the thing too, Ann. I mean, I talk about that too. Become friendly with the employees, and friendly with the management. I don't know how many times I've had guests on and people I know through the reselling community to say, "Oh, I got a call. I got a call that they have 50 pieces in the back room. They haven't even put it out yet. They call me up and say, come in and take a look at this." Rachel Strickland was on my channel. She's one that pops into mind. She got a call from one of the thrift stores. Just says, I don't know what it was. Remember specifically what it was, but she says, "Oh, Rachel, I have all these whatevers in the back room, and I want you to come and take a look at it, pick out whatever you want first, and then we'll bring them out on the floor." So she got, pick of the litter, so to speak. And that happens all the time. Jamie Pace, who's active in one of the Facebook groups I'm active in. Jamie does really great with reselling, and same thing he does. I mean, he does it, and he says he's friendly with the managers, and he'll bring in like little snacks or treats or something, and he's hired, the daughters or sons of some of the, the Goodwill managers, so to speak. That could be a problem. So I wouldn't recommend doing that per se. But I mean, he's done very well too. They'll say, he sells a lot of books. So they'll say, "Jamie, we have a whole rack of books in the back. Before we put them out, we want you to look through them first and scan them and pick whatever you want before we even put them out."
What was that book you sold, Ann? I said, "Don't buy it." And she bought it. She made not a lot of money, but you made decent money on it. It
was an artist, and I was really surprised. Occasionally I'll go through the books and just sometimes they pop out at me. And I sold a book for like $30, and I was like really shocked that it was worth that. But I looked it up on eBay, and it was you just never know.
Yeah,
you don't. Yeah.
I did buy a couple of books for 50 cents at it's called Sheriff Rancher's thrift store last week. But as a rule, I don't even touch them. I just walk right by them. I can't sit there scanning every single one. I'll be there 7 hours doing it. So I don't.
Right. Well,
Now,
I had asked you before when you were on the show before. You're what are you about 95% or more on eBay, Geno, and a
I
little
thought you
bit.
were going to say 95 years old.
No, 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 no. You look great for 95.
Yeah, no, closer to 100. But, well, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I would say you're about 95%, maybe even a little bit more on eBay. You saw a little bit on Facebook
Yeah, I would
Marketplace.
say 97% on eBay
Okay,
and the rest on Facebook Marketplace. And that's usually for the heavier items that I don't want to
sure.
ship or fragile, really fragile items. Because
You're,
I buy
you're
lamps and I'm not going to ship them here because it's too much, it's too big, and something's going to break on the way. So
right.
then I just put them on Facebook Marketplace.
So those are things like maybe if you're out at like at a yard sale or garage sale and you happen to see something really good deal and something big, you'll pick that up and just list it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, and they'll eventually sell. Maybe not for the money you thought, but they'll sell.
Just as a side note, guys, you know I do news shows when I don't have a guest, and that reminds me, guys, I'm always looking for guests. So if you yourself or somebody you know wants to come on the show, I'm always looking for other resellers to interview. So just please keep that in mind. All my social media is AdamsExploits. The reason I tell you guys I'm ADD, I got sidetracked, so I want to get back on topic. But the reason I brought that up, you're talking about Facebook Marketplace. I just read on Yahoo, the parent company of Facebook, Meta, is letting go of 13,000 people. 13,000 people. So it's crazy world we live in, guys. It's crazy. And I mean, Elon Musk bought Twitter and he's laying off, tons of people
He's laying
too.
off a lot of people.
He's laying off a lot of people too. So, I mean, people are out there at these thrift stores looking for bargains and on eBay looking for bargains. So, hopefully they'll come and shop at our stores.
And there's a lot of people you're in competition with. You
Yes.
can tell a reseller in a minute once you get inside the stores. You just got, they're not looking for everything I'm looking for. Like I said, I don't do books. Ann looks
Right.
for books.
And look for books, right? So you guys kind of complement each other.
Me and Ann complement each other very well. You got to watch this week's video. Well, that's the garage sale. But the week before, we were at the flea market and stuff, and we just had a ball. We switched personality. She put on my hat and talked like me. I put on a wig and talked like her.
You
So
put on a wig? I got to watch that. I missed that one.
Well, it was Halloween week, so wigs were for sale.
Oh,
So we
okay.
ended up with one. I think it was hilarious. Every time I watch it, I laugh. So.
Okay, that was the other thing too. You said you're getting back more involved now in going to flea markets, and you also we'll talk about flea markets first. But you also ran a yard sale or garage sale to try to liquidate some of your excess inventory. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you and Ann are getting involved now and going to the flea market, or as they call them out west, swap meets? Why don't you tell us a little bit of what you're looking for, what you're doing when you go out to the flea market?
I'll have Ann tell you about the flea market. The garage sale was just this weekend, so. About every 1.5, 2 years, I'll have a garage sale to get rid of all the stuff I've accumulated and just have to get rid of it. So I filmed it. So if you want to come watch it, you can. It's going to be out soon. And I'm selling stuff pretty much at what I bought it for because it's stuff I can't move. And my garage was looking like you didn't know it was a garage anymore. You just thought it was a clutter box. So, and now it's kind of empty. So you got to get rid of the stuff. You can't just hold on to it. And I think I told you last time I was on, I'm the kind of person who'll just keep dropping the price till it sells. I want to get rid of it, take my money, and move on. If it's not profitable, let's go.
And if it doesn't sell in a relatively quick manner, then obviously it wasn't really probably worth buying. I mean, sometimes it sells too quickly. I'll give Mike,
I make mistakes like that too.
I'll give Mike a shout out. Guys, say you want to check out Mike Flip and Goody show, the worst damn reselling show in history. Mike's show is on 8 p.m. on Sunday evenings. But anyway, Mike talks about that a lot of times. He goes, I listed it too low. It's sold so fast. I must have listed it too low. So anyway, guys.
Strategy, So that's the way that's my strategy. I just want to move it out. If I'm making a profit, I'm good.
That's how we learn too. The next time we get it, we want something, then we're going to raise the prices.
So, Ann, when you guys are going to the flea market, what do you? I mean, obviously, you're looking for different things than Geno. But why did you guys get involved in going to flea markets? Are there a lot of flea markets? I mean, you're in Florida. I mean, what are you looking for? What's your strategy when you go to flea markets?
Well, I think a lot as that Goodwill's prices have gone up so much that we've had to find other places to source. So we've been going to yard sales and flea markets and. I go with my gut usually, but you can also look it up and Google it and all that too, even at yard sales and flea markets.
Do you find a lot of like resellers there, or they're like professional, or do you find a lot of people that, I mean, Florida could be different, I guess, but up here there was a lot of like professional, flea marketeers, so to speak, that were selling things.
Occasionally, but not many.
Not many? Okay.
I always figure I'm the professional and they got to worry about me.
Yeah, watch out for that Geno guy.
Yeah. I mean, I walk down the same aisle that I know a reseller just walked down and I find things. So
Okay.
Oh, I can
Why-
walk down. I can walk down an aisle, and Geno come behind me, and he'll find something.
yeah.
And I wouldn't have saw it. I said I walked right by it.
Why do you think that is? You just because you have different like knowledge and different things you buy, or why
I've
do you
been
think
doing it much longer than Ann. Like she said, she's a
Yeah.
school teacher. She does
Yeah.
it part-time.
Right.
So, you see the same things over and over and over again. Your eye just goes right by them until you see something you hadn't seen before. So I can look faster than most people too.
To use the trick, like, I mean, I'm talking about Mike, flipping goodies. I mean, looking underneath the tables and things, and going in the box and digging into the boxes. Sometimes those things are missed too.
Oh, I can find things at the bottom of the box, but I don't go digging under. They say people hide things. Why? It's $3. Just buy it now. Why would you hide?
But like I said, I mean, Mike going to like these estate sales. Sometimes things are, and if they don't have it taped off, maybe there's stuff in that closet that people forgot to look in the closet. You never know. Now, you said
this place is called what's the name of the flea market? Oh,
Oh,
Junk in the Trunk.
In
Right?
the trunk. Uh-huh.
And she found it. I didn't know about it. It's only held once a month. So when you get there, it's like tons of vendors and tons of stuff, and not all professional vendors. Just people
And
come.
people sell right out of the trunks of their car. They just unload their car and put things out.
oh, so it's like they do in Europe and the UK, the boot sale. They call their trunks.
Yeah,
the
they
boot.
call it the boot sale 'cause
yeah.
that's the trunk
The
of
boot
a
sale.
car in England.
Yeah, right. The bonnet is the hood, and
Yeah,
the trunk is the boot, right? And they sell right
Yeah.
out of the back
you
of the
give
trunk.
$10 and you pull in, you open up your trunk and you just put out your stuff. So it's a lot of people just trying to empty out their garage like I was the other
So
day.
it's like one big garage sale, yard sale. So you do a lot
Yeah.
better than dealing with the professionals per se.
And we found some good stuff there. Ann's found some nice
Yes,
stuff.
we have.
And that's a once a year thing that they run.
Once a month.
Once a month.
Oh, once a month. Once a month.
First
Okay.
Saturday of every month. First Saturday, right? First
nice.
Saturday.
Nice.
Usually.
And
One
how many
day.
times you've been to that now?
Ever since Ann told me about it. So I
Now,
don't even-
maybe 10 times.
Oh, 10 times
Yeah.
already. Okay.
About a year. Probably about a year.
Very nice. Very nice. And like I said, Geno, so you say you started going back into estate sales again. What made you go back go into estate sales?
Well, in the villages, I live in a retirement community, so there's
Right.
a lot of estate sales.
Well,
People
it's
don't have very
Florida's God's waiting room. Just remember that.
long. Yeah, remember when I was 95 years old. So
You're not
Yeah.
95 years old, Geno. You look great.
estate sales or house sales, the older people have a lot of nice stuff they want to get rid of, and that's fine with me. I mean, I'll pay a fair price for things. I don't mind doing that. I'm not out to rip anybody off. So.
Well, I know you do a lot with Disney and with toys and things. What kind of? I know you pulled a few things you had handy that you recently picked up. What kind of things are you looking for when you're going to like an estate sale or to like a flea market? What kind of things are you looking for?
Different thing. If I'm at an estate sale, I'm looking for antiques and older stuff, which Ann would love. That's what she likes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And if I'm at Goodwill, I love new toys. I sell tons of toys. And since we live, 40 minutes from Disney, there's always Disney stuff to find. I find a ton of Disney stuff. And I was going to bring some on your show, but I looked around, it's all gone. That's how fast it sells. So I don't have any to show you.
You did a few things you picked up there, right? Do you have anything close to your desk? You know, anything you picked
Yeah,
up
I
there?
have. This I bought. I just loved it.
Right.
Before, when I wasn't 95 and I was, I think, maybe 10, I watched
Okay.
the movie Forbidden Planet.
Right.
This is Bobby the Robot, and I bought this the other day for like $5.
For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robbie.
Well, this is the first item that I think I'm going to keep and not sell. I
don't
just
blame
love
you.
this robot.
Yeah,
Every
I-
time I walk by him, I hit the button. He says about 10 different things.
It's good company too.
Yeah, it's great. And like I said, I'm into toys, so I love this stuff.
Well, I talked to Siri and Alexa a lot. The Siri and Alexa, I guess because I'm a guy, they don't like me. They never have the right answer. So it's like, I'd rather talk to Robbie the robot.
And he's nice to talk to, too. You want to see one more thing? Another thing?
It doesn't talk back to you. Doesn't anything
No.
negative to say to you?
And I learned that the planet was Altair 4. He says that all the time.
Does he? Okay.
I told you I was on the Nurse Flippers Live. And she
Yes, you did.
Kachina dolls. You want to go big again for a second? Or
Yeah, sure. I was looking at something else while I was talking to you.
You got to get used. Left is right, and right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
This
Mirror
is a
image, yeah.
Kachina doll. He's missing an eye.
Oh, is that worth money when it's missing an eye?
Yes. They want, well, the price is off because I listed it. It was $1.99 for this. And some of these can go for $1,000, not this one. And the way you know they're more expensive was if they're made of wood and not the feathers. This is hand carved by the Hopi Indians.
Okay.
Well, this is worth money, even missing an eye.
Now,
And I didn't know that because the Nurse Flipper sells a lot of these.
Can you just repeat that again for it? How do you pronounce it?
Kachina dolls. I don't Kachina.
Okay. Okay.
But it's listed. I wish it did have the eye. It would have sold already.
Now, is that just something like I said that you just happened to find? Where'd you find it? At a yard sale or a
This was
estate
at
sale?
Goodwill.
At a Goodwill. Okay.
And I wasn't going to pick it up, the broken eye. But but even with flaws, these are going $70, $80. So I said,
Wow.
okay, take a shot with it.
Very nice.
And Geno has a knack of knowing what to put in for an auction.
What to what? I didn't hear you.
You know what to put in for an auction.
Yeah. This is one I bought. What's the cats? The dog. Thundercats. That's why I need Ann.
You're going to say Felix the cat.
Yeah, I don't have any nouns left. So I bought these Thundercat dolls. They're action figures for $5 for a whole bag of them.
Whole bag of them. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I looked up one and it said $25. I said, you know what? I'm too lazy. I'm just going to put them up for $99 and see what happens.
For the whole bag. Okay.
Yeah. So the guy got back to me and said, I'll give you $150 for them. And said, take it.
You had them listed for $99 and the guy offered $150.
I offered more than they were listed for.
Wow.
But
I said,
but there's always a but.
no, I said, no, I don't want to do this. About 20 minutes later, another guy offered me the same thing, $150. It was on bid. So
it was on bid. Okay. Oh, so you had like a bid and then he was going to try to do like a buy it now. Okay. An auction. Okay.
Well, Ann said, are you crazy? Take it. I said, no, 2 people in 20 minutes want to buy this. It ended up going for $375 for this little $5 bag. I got it.
Awesome. Yeah, I see a lot of people at some thrift stores around me. They're picking up toys. I don't really know. Obviously, toys. I don't know toys that well, but I go to places like I don't see anything. And I see these people picking up all these bags of toys. It's like obviously they must see something that I'm not familiar with. They're picking up. I mean, you'll see 8, 10 people going through the toy section, and everybody else is just kind of thrifting through the clothing and the hard goods. It's like I don't see anything worth reselling, but they're finding things in the toy section.
And most of the thrifters, the resellers, they don't like toys. They stay away from them. I go straight to the toy section.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
John Jones made a good point. I don't think particularly there would be an issue with that, but he says, is there any problem selling that on eBay due to it being Native American?
No, for Kachina, that's what was good that I was on the Nurse Flipper. She sells a lot of them, and there's no problem with these because these are made for tourists. Okay. So you're allowed to resell them. And it says on the bottom, Hopi Indians and the name of the guy that makes it. So there is no problem.
Good. Very good. Okay. I want to ask you too, and we'll just kind of refresh things about. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your garage sale? I want you to give us a little more details about what kind of things we were selling. You said you were just kind of like liquidating things, right? Like your cash pile or your death pile. Yeah.
Well, and
why don't you give us some? I mean, if you don't mind sharing, if you want to share some numbers, you don't have to, but if you want to share some numbers, how'd you do?
I made under $200, but it was still a good day. It was 2 days.
2 days, okay.
Yeah, I had it Saturday and Sunday. It was just everything that I accumulated that wasn't selling or wasn't selling enough, or I had lowered the price so much I might as well just get rid of it at a garage sale, so I wouldn't have to pack it and ship it and save my bubble wrap and tape. So
now is that something? I mean, I know it's kind of different in different parts of the country, and you have about about 10 months of the year you have yard sales. I mean, I guess July and August you probably
Florida always
Right, July and August you don't have them,
it's
but
not always
right.
warm, but it's warm 10 months of the year. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So that's opportunities that you do. Do they do like sometimes like 3 or 4 day yard sales, or do they just pretty much
They
weekends?
start on Thursday and Sunday.
Right, I've seen it advertised like Thursday, Friday. It's like, okay. I mean, here it would be estate sales doing that, but I guess in Florida, because a lot of people are retired, is that why they do it like on a Thursday and Friday, or?
Well, in my particular village,
Well, it's a retirement village. Yeah,
you're only allowed one a year.
one a year. Okay.
Yeah, but that's good because I don't want to sell my stuff that I bought. I want to wait till I really can't stand looking at it anymore.
Okay, so your homeowner association only allows you one sale per year.
Yes, my homeowner association. There's 100,000 people in this village. So
Wow. Okay, that'd be a lot of yard sales.
Retirement village in the country.
Wow. Okay. That's.
And I'm the oldest person in there at 95.
95.
Would they know if you had another yard sale, Geno?
No, but the nosy neighbors would.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they complain. Yeah.
So I wouldn't do it anyway.
Right.
I still have some stuff left. I packed up, and I'm going to go to the junk in the trunk yard flea market, and whatever doesn't sell there, I'm just donating back to Goodwill.
Right.
So I expect to make another couple hundred there, and then just get rid of the stuff.
Yeah, that way you clean out your garage and bring
garage
fresh goods in.
And I got, we're all said and done, $400 to go buy more stuff.
Yeah.
And you can buy a lot of Goodwill stuff for $400. So,
Right.
And then it's all cluttered again for the next year.
Now you talked about, I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly, the Kachina doll, but I know you do. Like I said, we talked recently. You do a lot with your toys and Disney figures. And again, you're in the Disney Orlando area. So what do you think that, I mean, I know you've lived up north in the past. What kind of things do you think that we could be looking for at yard sales, garage sales, and those stores, things that that sell pretty well as far as toys, or like I said, you talked about the Thundercats was a great bowler.
Yeah, but that's something I didn't know.
You didn't know? Well, yeah, we were here to learn. I mean, is there anything that you sell like I say, you've been doing it for a lot of years, so you kind of like have a sixth sense because you sell time and time again.
I look for, and Ann knows this. Those painted ponies, you ever see them?
No.
They're ceramic horses that are. These artists make a drawing, then they send it into this company. And the company just picks the best 5 or 6 for the year. And then they make all these ceramic ponies. They're all painted. That's why they're called painted ponies.
Okay.
And I find them a lot. Well, not every day, but I find them. You can pick them up at $3 or $4 and they sell for 40 or 50. That's something you can get anywhere.
Now, how do you know that it's that specific? Is it like a brand name, or is
it'll say painted ponies on the bottom.
Oh, on the bottom, like on the feet or something? The bottom of the feet?
Right on the stomach.
On the stomach. I'll say painted pony. Okay, that's
and
a
if
great
you go to their website, the company that makes them,
okay,
it'll tell you the artist's name and everything who drew it. So I guess that's what makes them desirable, because it's a semi-famous artist that designed it.
Right. Any other toys or things, items that come to mind that you do very well with that you find on a regular basis? I mean, obviously you'd find Disney, but I mean, other than things that you think we might be able to find.
Here. I got lots of. Remember last time I moved it?
Yeah, we don't want to move the microphone.
I don't want to turn the camera around. Yeah, I mean, if it's new in a box, I'll definitely use the lens and look it up.
Okay,
that's for sure. And I get shocked a lot, and like things that don't sell. Frozen, the movie Frozen.
Yeah,
that movie.
I always like that song because I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. I like that song, Let It Go. Like when I really like said, get out of this run, Adam. Let it go, let it go, let it go. But you're right, Frozen for some reason. I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, but it doesn't seem like
back there. Can you see back there?
Yeah.
Let me get it.
Yeah. Anyway, while Geno's doing that, I always forget to ask you guys to smash that like button. So I'm going to ask you now while Geno's grabbing his things. You do me a favor and smash that like button. It does help the channel and helps promote my videos. And one second, Geno, I just want to remind you guys that we had mentioned, if you watch my show on a regular basis, that AdamsExploits is trying to get into the video editing portion. And my friend Randy and I are going to put together a series of videos basically on how to become a better reseller. And the first in the series is clean that clutter off your desk. So stay tuned. There'll be a series of videos that Randy and I are putting together. So keep looking out for that. So anyway, Geno, what do you have, my friend?
This was, I don't know if Ann was with me when I got this or not. This is a railroad crossing light, but it's for your desk. Now, when I saw this, I said, this is so unique. I think it was like $6 or $7. It's like 8 months old. It's been sitting back there. And this is, and you push it and it lights up, makes railroad sounds. It wouldn't sell no matter what price I put on this thing. And I thought this was going to, if I can shut it off now, I thought this was going to jump up off eBay and sell fast. But it didn't. So no matter how good you think you are, you're going to get items that won't shut off like this.
Well, there are hit and misses. Do you get involved at all, like with the trains, like the model trains, and do you find those at all down your way?
Trains don't sell for very much either. I don't.
No, you haven't done well. Okay, I was just curious. I don't sell them, but I guess at one point there was a marketplace for them, but I guess right now there really
I don't
isn't.
think a lot of kids are into trains anymore. So
I guess
the collectors are our age, my age anyway. So
right,
that like them. So yeah, I don't have much luck with trains.
Not much luck with trains. I keep bringing up Mike because I'm thinking about what Mike talks about on his show, and we're going to probably have Mike on in the future again back on the channel because I got some lot of great information to help us out. But do you do anything at all with like golfing equipment? Do you get involved with golf clubs because you're in Florida? Or do you don't really get involved with that kind of stuff?
I do, but then I want Ann to tell you what she sells, her bolo item.
Yeah, we'll go to Ann next. Absolutely, we're doing great on time. So
I don't know why I can get 1 million boxes to stick the golf clubs in, but I just don't like selling them, and so I don't look at. I've sold them. I sold Ping, and I sold some Callaways and stuff. And I used to go because this is a golfing community. There's like I think 150 golf courses in this 100,000 people community. So you'll see people throwing golf bags out in the garbage. I just pick them up, put them on Facebook Marketplace, sell them for $25, $30, and move on.
Phrase good.
But as a rule, no, I don't sell a lot of golf stuff.
Before we go to Ann, Steph, what were you talking about? Were you talking about the railroad crossing thing? You might have a sale here. Steph likes something you're selling.
I can't push the button against Steph. I don't have it out.
Is that what you were looking for, Steph? Was it the railroad crossing thing?
She asked how much was it, Geno?
I don't remember now. It's been so long. It's been
make her an offer that she can't refuse. Sell privately.
I would sell this for just to get rid of it now. $20 plus $9.95 shipping because it's heavy. It's going to go over a pound, and it lights up. And like I said, it plays that annoying. Well, it's not annoying if you like to hear railroad crossings.
So you're going to give her a deal. You're going to sell it for $30, including shipping.
Yes, that's including shipping.
You can avoid your fees that way. You can sell it privately.
Yes, I know it's listed from. I don't even know. I'll have to look, but if it's not cheaper than that.
Steph says she's going to email you, so you might want to pull that off momentarily off of eBay. Not right now, but when you get done the
show. Go look it up, Geno.
Pull that
off
when
you get cheaper on eBay. I'll sell it to you for that, but I don't believe it is.
Yeah, well, you can save the fee so you can work something out with it. All right, let's bring Ann on. Let's have Ann talk about what she likes to sell and what she's looking for when she's out there thrifting.
Well, I really like houseware, house goods, vintage. I like dishes and things like that. Just my mom was a collector and she had a really good eye for things. And we used to always go yard selling and thrifting and just kind of learned it from her. And things pop out at me sometimes. And I just, I really love the vintage items.
Now tell them about the percolators. That's what I get the
okay. I'm the crazy percolator lady.
Yes,
crazy percolator lady, okay?
And I love percolators. They remind me of my grandmother. She used to always have a percolator going in her house. And I've sold probably about 10 of them.
You're talking about like the electronic ones with the little glass thing on the top, and you put the coffee in there and it percolates.
Yeah. The old vintage ones, the old ones, yeah.
And she sells them all the time. I laugh at her. I go,
yeah, I do.
Sell this thing.
I sell them all the time.
Well, I was neglectful and I didn't shout out my friend Beth Reseller Rowboat. And Beth, we were watching this video. Beth at one point was selling a lot of appliances, a lot of appliance parts, and she's kind of gotten away from it. But if that's your niche, great. I mean, certain things sell very well with appliances and appliance parts. And yep.
And Ann sells a lot of jewelry boxes, and I don't touch them either.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the jewelry boxes.
So that's something. How did you do with that? What did you pay for it? How much did you sell for it?
I try not to pay over $5. So,
okay.
And
Yeah,
I'm
that's you told me that before when you were on, right? You had like your
yeah, and
$5 limit.
I've gone up a little bit though. I've gone
You're
up.
going up. What the
I've
6?
well, no, some things have gone to 10 and 12.
Okay, okay, that's almost double. Well, it is
But
double.
I have to be able to make good money on it.
You're a school teacher. I'm saying 10 is almost double. Adam, it isn't double. Don't be
Yeah,
dumb.
that's true. But yeah,
So you're going up. You're going up to
up.
$10. You're willing to spend $10 now if you find something.
Yes, I've gone up on my budget. Inflation,
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, $5 now at Goodwill's tough. You can't buy anything anymore.
Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, I mean, I got a private message in my Instagram account. I don't exactly know what that seller might actually be watching my show on a regular basis, and she was saying something about us getting together as resellers and protesting the prices at thrift shops. Well, these big corporations, they do what they want to do, and I don't want to get involved in politics, guys. You know, I try to avoid politics and religion on this channel, but you know, Randy, I always shout out my friend Randy, and he's super knowledgeable about this stuff, and he does wholesale food business, and he has sells on eBay and he sells on Walmart, but he knows the food business, and he was telling me things are up 30, 40, 50%. But you go in some of these places and the costs are up 100%, 200%. You know, 1 and 2 times. The costs didn't go up that much. It's the greedy corporations that say, oh, we can really suck it to these people now because prices are going up and everybody expects to pay more. I think I was telling you, Geno, right? A little pie, like a 6-inch diameter. Not that I need a pie, I got to lose weight. Like 6-inch diameter was like $8 at our local supermarket for a little 6-inch pie. It was you because you were talking about the Danish or something you picked up.
I picked up. I like key lime pie and
key lime pie. Right.
Thing. You can't get that in New Jersey. You go to get it down here. Maybe you can now, but I've been down for 20 years. Yeah, 2 of them for $10, $8.
Yeah. Back in the day, they were probably like $5.
Triangles, yeah.
Craziness. What else do you sell, Ann? You say you pick up books. What else things do you? Like,
I try all kinds of stuff, and I'm learning from Geno. I see what he picks up, and I pick up things like Geno, the choir that we had, the Kurt Adler. Mine just sold.
And mine sold yesterday. So
and mine sold today. Today. I got to pack it up. Go ahead, Geno. Tell them.
It's paper mache choir carolers. And it's made by Kurt Adler. And I don't know.
Kurt Adler?
Yeah, Kurt Adler's it's not a big seller, but he does sell. And I forget what did you get for yours? I forgot what I got.
I think it was under $5.
No, not to buy it.
I think it was like 20 something.
Yeah, me too.
25.
Okay.
I sell a lot more stuff than her, so I forget half. Once it's sold, it's out of my mind, and I move on.
Well, I guess it's a good problem. You're so busy, you forget what you sell stuff for, right?
Well, you do. It's a lot.
You got a good memory for a 95-year-old, Geno.
Yeah, I do remember where my stuff is. Remember, I was telling you I don't have a very good inventory system, but I end up.
But you know wherever you put everything. Everything has this place, right?
The little stuff. It's like in size. It goes up.
Just going to touch real quickly and just refresh on your eBay business, how you run it, and then we'll kind of talk about your channel and different things, and what you can share what you do as well on your channel. But Geno, just I always ask people, because I say 99% of the people that watch my channel anyway, we pretty much all sell at least on eBay. So just tell us how you kind of run your store. Do you run sales? Do you do promoted listings? Do you do best offers? How do you typically run your eBay store?
I definitely do promote. I promote everything at 2%, the minimum they ask.
2% minimum, okay.
Unless it's so unique and rare that why bother giving them 2%, because you're the only one in that has it. And I'll go through. I have a little under 400. Actually, I had about 450, but since the garage sale, I'm now under 400, so that's good.
So you have 400 active listings, okay.
And I'll go down each one, and if I don't like the price, I just lower the prices. And you get a lot of sales from doing that. And I'll go through every listing and just lower the price.
Well, a lot of times eBay will send out like notices if somebody was watching you, or they clicked on it, it'll say such and such item is reduced price. So I'm sure you get that too as well when you're
yeah, I don't like it, but yeah, it's unsolicited.
Well, yeah, it is what it is, right?
And then and I send offers too. If you get a lot of watchers, you can send offers.
Do you have I was talking to Randy the other day, and we were talking about how do you we're talking about the series we're going to be doing about sending offers to watchers. Do you have like a system that you certain time of day you do it, or you have like a list of things that you do it? I want to send out offers to watchers every day at a certain time, or
no? You can click on all offers and then just unclick the ones you don't want to send if your price is too low or low enough, And then I'll just give them 10% off or something like that.
All right, so it just comes to mind. It's like when you're thinking about it, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I should probably send out offers to watchers.
During the day, obviously, I wouldn't do it at 3 a.m. But yeah, I mean,
No, I understand, but I mean, some people have like a system of like, the first thing they do is they check their emails, and then they do their shipping, and then they do offers to watchers, and yada yada yada, take pictures. But I mean, there's some people, everyone does things, runs their business differently.
and then another way, well, Ann thrifts, she steals stuff out of my cart.
Well, that's a good way to thrift. I used to have that. I'll get in trouble now because I'm the older I get, and my health is not as great as it used to be. I'm more grumpy. So I mean, I don't take a lot of grief anymore from people, and I used to have that a lot. They used to literally steal my cart, steal things out of my cart.
Oh, really?
It's like, literally, I would have a cart. It's like, under my cart. I mean, they know it's like right up at the end of the aisle, and it's like you think that cart was just sitting there? Or they'll go in my cart and start grabbing like clothing. Back when I sold women's jeans, start grabbing stuff. Does that look like a rack to you? It's a shopping cart with stuff in it.
I did it once by mistake.
I have to, because one of our thrift shops puts everything in a cart. And
okay.
you go through it, and it's just kind of a natural habit just to go towards it. And I have started rifling through it. I've never taken anything.
Okay.
So I apologized for 20 minutes, but yeah. He says, that's mine. I said, well, I'm sorry. I thought you worked here. I did. He had a card. I thought he was putting stuff on it.
Now, how do you run your store, Andy? I'm sure you've learned some things from Geno.
I usually start price up a little bit, and then I usually send my offers off on Fridays, payday.
Okay.
And then I do about 10%, sometimes a little more than 10%. And then sometimes I send out the coupons, and occasionally I'll
get involved with coupons. Okay.
Yeah, I do the coupons, especially the people who've bought from me before. And then also I'll have a 10% off sale every so often.
Okay. How are you doing with the coupons? Just out of curiosity.
I really don't know. I don't think much. I doubt.
Yeah. I know some people do very well, and some people don't do all that well with it.
I stopped sending out coupons because I make the offers and I'm adjusting prices.
Right.
Not that that's wrong to do. I just
no. I mean, everyone runs their business differently. That's why I like bringing other resellers on and have them share how they run their business, and then we can, if you want to do what they're doing, or take it to our business, and maybe tweak it a little bit. That's why I like other people's opinions and how they're running the business. I know like Tommy Bernard back in the day was doing I think it was like the going rate plus like 7% or something. I think Tommy says he does like 3 or 4% now. So I mean you have to change. I mean one of the things I talk about all the time with my sayings is learn this in college, and I don't know why it has anything to do with college, but the only thing that is permanent is change. Right. So you constantly have to be adapting and change your business, because if you're stuck and things aren't working, you got to change it up. And it's kind of like, we'll do another quote for you. The definition of insanity of Einstein is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results. Do the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same results. Mm-hmm. So you got to constantly mix things up.
How do you do yours, Adam?
I do promoted listings, and I usually do like 2 to 3%. I don't do the big promoted listings. I occasionally will run a sale. Not often. My issue now is, was telling Geno in our pre-chat, I have so many, I call it a cash pile. People call it a death pile, but I have so much stuff I really have to get it listed. And just I'm trying to juggle YouTube and eBay and dealing with my health issues. And it's like, I really got to allocate like at least an hour or two every day and just say, okay, I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then sometimes
I think that's the hard part, is the listing. But Geno has a really good way to do it. Tell us, Geno, how you do it.
How I do what?
Your listings.
What?
Well, you got things you listed immediately.
Literally the day.
I remember that from
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I knew where she was going.
Everything I buy, I list that day, no matter how long it takes.
That's tremendous.
And he does.
I don't have a death buy. I accumulate the pile for the garage sale, but that's stuff that hasn't sold.
Well, you only could do that once a year, Geno. So
yeah. And that works best for me, because you're never worried, did I list this? Everything gets listed. And if I have 1 or 2 things left over, the minute I wake up in the morning, I list them. So, but usually every day, by the time she gets home from school, she'll say, I see everything you listed already.
I was thinking too, it just as popped in my mind, you folks are going to the flea markets. have you guys considered maybe like you're only doing your yard sale once a year? You consider maybe going to a flea market like every once in a while and just liquidating things, or you don't think that'd be really worth your time to do that?
I can't get Ann to go to a yard sale or garage sale.
But Geno's talking about doing a flea market, and I told him
I'm ready to do it.
I will come help. I told him I will.
Oh, you'll come and help them. Okay, but you won't like set up and everything. You'll come and help them.
When I was doing the storage units, I was going twice a month, 2 days a week. Saturday and Sunday, Sunday. So I got kind of burnt out of being there.
Oh, sure. But I mean, if that's like maybe you want to do it like twice or 2 or 3 times a year, instead you do your yard sale one day a year, and maybe go to flea markets and start piling up stuff. And like I said, if you don't liquidate it at the flea market, then you just redonate it or whatever.
Because if it doesn't sell at my garage sale and at a flea market, who's going to buy it now?
Yeah. Exactly, just redonate it.
Yeah.
Okay, and why don't you tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel, and then we'll bring Geno on. We'll have him talk about his YouTube channel.
Okay, well, I just dabble.
Helping you put you on. You're not Ann, you're Geno.
We did that video already.
Mixed up. I'm just pretty much dabbling right now. I'm just trying to learn about YouTube. I haven't really got a whole lot going, but I am learning.
She's got a very small YouTube channel that I'm trying to help her with.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again, I tell you folks all the time that I list my guests. We call it a collaboration. So I always list my guests or whatever they would like me to share. It's always in the description of the video. So I have Ann's YouTube channel in the description of the video. I also have Geno's description of YouTube. I believe I also have your eBay store too, Geno. We did the last time.
Yeah, I think it's on the list.
Yeah, I did that as well. So you guys, you want to check out Geno's store, and maybe if you find something, contact Geno and maybe make them an offer. And if it's a fair offer, maybe Geno will give you a little deal.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You got to sell that. Make sure you pull that off of the eBay, so we can get Steph sells by stuff on a t-shirt to buy that for you. She says she's going to email you about that.
Well, I want to plug Ann for my channel though.
Okay.
I've been doing my channel for about 2 years by myself, and it gets a little lonely out there. And after I met Ann, I think this channel has gotten much better. She's just adds so much to the channel. We have a lot of humor in it now, more than before. And I just love that she's now in my life and in my channel.
Okay.
Thank you, Geno.
All right. Well, your link didn't work. I'll repost that. Thanks, Crystal.
My link doesn't work.
No, apparently.
I'm never coming on this show again. Goodbye.
I copied and pasted Ann's link, and it doesn't work. I'll redo it as soon as we get off.
Oh, it's her link. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, usually I check them, but it was highlighted in blue, so I figured it would work. So I'll go back in. Thank you, Crystal, for letting me know about that.
Oh, and if you want to see what the garage sale we just had is going to come out this Sunday in the new video. So
okay, great. Okay, guys. Just want to remind you, like tell people that I'm not monetized. So if you're getting some value from my channel, just consider helping offset my expenses. Like anything else, there's time and money involved. And I have PayPal. I have Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. See it scrolling on the bottom. Cash App, etc. So every little bit helps. I would appreciate it. And like I say, I always have other resellers on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you're interested in joining me, please reach out to me through my social media. I would appreciate it. And I also have Randy, who I've been mentioning throughout the show. I have Randy's website listed as well in the description, faces.com. Randy sells some really delicious coffees, teas, spices, and he has like the old-fashioned candies as well. So if you guys are looking for some really, really neat stuff and delicious coffees, etc., check out Randy's website, faces.com. And when you register on Randy's website, just put in next to your name, put an AE, so we'll know you came from my website, from my YouTube channel, and Randy is kind enough to pay me a little commission at no cost to you guys. So anyway, folks, appreciate you all being here.
Click the thumbs up, guys.
Hit that thumbs up. And I always say time is your most valuable asset. So I would like to thank Geno and Ann for their time. And we shall see you guys back here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you.
Have a great night, all. See you next week.
Don't leave.